What would you do if a millionaire tried to take all the credit for the childhood you secretly paid for? I made my wealthy stepdad physically leave my little brother's college graduation party, and all I did was hand my brother a beat-up shoebox. For context, my mom married this guy, Richard, when my brother Leo was in middle school. Richard is the ultimate entitled finance guy, the kind of guy who drives a Porsche but tips 5%. He low-key loved reminding us that we grew up broke. Whenever Leo needed anything expensive, braces, a MacBook for school, college tuition, Richard would make this massive, humiliating show of writing a check. He'd sigh heavily, complain about the economy, and go, "Good thing you have me to save the day." Leo always looked so ashamed. He hated feeling like a financial burden. That's when I realized Richard was slowly breaking my brother's confidence just to feed his own ego. So I decided to do something about it. I started working the night shift at a 24-hour diner. Yeah, it gets worse. At Leo's graduation dinner last weekend, Richard stood up to give a toast in front of 20 people. He clinks his champagne glass and literally says to Leo, "Honestly, the most expensive charity project I've ever funded. You're welcome for the degree, kid." The entire room cringed. Leo just stared at his lap, looking completely humiliated on his biggest day. I was seeing red. I stood up, reached into my bag, and slid a taped-up Nike shoebox across the table to my brother. Richard actually smirked and said, "What's that, a handmade coupon book?" But that wasn't even the worst part. Leo opened the box. Inside wasn't a watch or a gift card. It was a massive stack of hundreds of crumpled, grease-stained diner receipts, bank transfer confirmation slips, pages of printed Venmo logs. Leo looked up, totally confused. "What is this?" I looked dead at Richard. His smug smile instantly vanished. "It's your real tuition," I said. For the last 8 years, every single time Richard dramatically wrote a check for Leo, I had secretly transferred him the exact amount the night before. Every dime for the braces, every dollar for the laptop, every single semester of college. I paid for all of it with my tips and 3 part-time jobs. Richard never spent a single penny of his own money on my brother. He just acted as a middleman, took my cash, and demanded the gratitude. The entire private dining room went dead silent. You could hear a pin drop. Leo's hands were shaking as he read the transfer memos on the receipts. He looked at Richard, who was suddenly sweating and refusing to make eye contact with anyone. Then Leo looked at me. Tears were literally pouring down his face. He whispered, "You bought my whole life?" I just smiled and said, "You were never a burden, Leo. Worth every penny."